Hi everybody, so today I'm going to do a review of the CSB Legacy Note-Taking Bible. This one is in what they call the Spanish tile hardcover. So it comes in a very nice slipcase. On this outer edge there is a really nice design on there that they also incorporate onto the inside of the Bible. But very nice slipcase. I like how it has kind of that old look to it around the edges. We've got the True North logo, so very nice packaging. I'm going to hold that right there in case you would like to pause and read that top section. And then there's the features, which we're going to see those on the inside. There's a little bit about the translation. Here's our ISBN number. This one does retail for $49.99. You can definitely find it for less online, and I'll link in the description box not only this one but also the other two cover options as well, because I know this cover option will only appeal to some people. So this one is 9.5 inches tall by 7.5 inches wide, and it is 1 3/4 inches thick. Now this one being a hardcover is just going to have the plain white page edges. We've got kind of a green color head and tail bands, 2 nice ribbons. And then, so this is what they call the Spanish tile hardcover. So there's a few different colors in there. You can see a darker and a lighter blue. We've got the green and then kind of that brownish color, which to me just kind of reminds me of like a terracotta color. And then we've got a leather touch on the spine section. And it's kind of like a dark olive drab color on there. In some lights it does look black, so it kind of changes in the different lighting. On the spine, we've got the CSB True North logo, Holy Bible, Christian Standard Bible, and Holman. And we can see that we do have those nice tool lines in there. So kind of unique to have one that's got the leather touch and a hardcover in one. So that's kind of neat. At first I wasn't sure how I liked this, but it's actually really grown on me. And it's kind of neat because to me it just looks like a really fat journal. It doesn't even really look like a Bible until you were to pick it up and see that on the spine. On the inside we've got that same kind of almost like a terracotta or a rust color. And that color actually looks really nice with the color of ribbon that they chose. We've got a presentation page, and around that outer edge you can see that design like what we've seen on the packaging. And it's kind of neat because it's kind of imprinted kind of high and low on some spots to kind of give it more of an antique type of look. And one nice thing with this Bible is this will lay flat right before we even get into the Bible. So we're going to have a certificate of marriage page, and then you could use this blank page and maybe put a marriage photo on there. I think that would be kind of neat. We've got a page, 2 pages for the husband's family tree. Got the same pages for the wife. Then we're going to have 2 pages for family memories. And all these pages do have some scripture verses along the bottom. And I like the verses that they chose. And then here in the gutter we can see all the stitching there, so evidence of our sewn binding. So this Bible would definitely last as you passed it down through your family. We're going to have 2 pages for births and adoptions, page for marriages, 1 for deaths. Then we've got 2 pages for important events, and then a page for notes. I really like the way they did the font on there, and then this page has that same design around it. There are 2 other cover options. There's the ISBNs on those if you wanted to take a screenshot. And so I'll link all 3 of them in the description box because I know that this cover design is only going to appeal to some people. So we've got a how to use this Bible, and it starts off with, what greater legacy can you leave your family and friends than an example of someone who knows and loves God and His Word? So I really like the way that they start that off. And then down here they also do mention that to remember that this Bible could outlive you by decades. Spend some time researching to find pens and ink that are designed for this kind of project and won't bleed through or fade. So that's good information right there. And then that also mentions keeping the Bible safe and dry. So I really like the way that they did that. And then it mentions along with a photo, you can sign the presentation page and record other information in the front of there. So I think that would be kind of neat to maybe put a wedding photo opposite of this page here. I think that would be pretty cool. Because how neat would it be if you had a Bible that was passed down from either your parents or even your grandparents, and you had it and had all of their notes and like family history type stuff? I think that to me would be priceless. Then we're going to have a books of the Bible. We're going to have an introduction to the CSB. And then we're going to get right in to the Old Testament. So the paper in this one is going to be really similar to the paper that you'll see in the Journal of the Word Bibles. And you can kind of see a little bit of a yellowish glow right there in the gutter. That only happens in certain lights. So don't let that bother you at all. Then we're going to get right into our text. So we're going to have a single column layout with our wide margins. One nice thing that you'll notice here is there is plenty of space in the gutter. So as you get more into the middle of the Bible, the text isn't falling down into the gutter. And so it's kind of nice because you can put all your notes over here, and then there's enough space to actually write any type of cross references if you wanted to. So really nice on the layout. The font on this one is going to be a 9-point font. It is line matched, so it does make it very easy on the eyes to be able to read. And then we've got our wide margins there, so we can see the way that they've got the lines there. Now on the margins, the line on there is going to be 1 3/4 inches. If you looked from the edge of the text to the edge of the page, that's going to be 2.5 inches. So nice size font. The fact that it's line matched makes it really easy to read, because a lot of times a 9-point might seem kind of small, but when it is line matched, it just makes it seem like it's a little bit larger. One nice thing with a hardcover too is it gives you a nice surface when you're taking your notes. Again, you can kind of see that. You can really see that line glowing right there now on there. But again, that only happens in the light that I'm sitting under right now. I don't see that at all if I read from this one, like in my bedroom. There's a couple things here I did want to show. So all of the books are going to start on their own page. They all start on the right hand side. So it does make it to where you have all of the space over here for your notes, but then you have the rest of that remaining page. But then also at the end of each of the books, they've got key verses to memorize within that book. So I really like the way that they did that, because then it makes it easy. You can go like this page here. We can see that this book ended here, so you have a ton more space there for notes. So I do like that they did start each one on its own page, so we can see there. So after the books, you're going to have a lot more space for notes as well. So we're going to see our first of our 2 ribbons. So this one is a green. So they're the thinner ribbons. They're not the 3/8. I don't remember the width on these, but it is nice double-sided satin. It does have a nice angle cut, and it is long enough to use. I would like to see them do ribbons that are just a hair longer, because over the years as these fray and you cut them again and heat treat them, you would want them to be just a little bit longer. So here's a shot of how our Psalms look. And you can see there that when you're looking at the text, you don't see any distractions. The only time you the only time you see any of the ghosting is when you look over here where the white space is. But as far as on the text, you're not going to notice that. And that is the beauty of line matching. I'm going to get back here and we'll see our second ribbon, which I think the color on this one, I think they did a nice job with this one, because it does look nice up against that cover. So that color that they chose on there really looks good with that. So nice job on their color choices in this one. And it's not a cover option that I would have chose for myself. but I've really actually grown to like it. Then we're going to get into our New Testament. So this one is going to be just black letter. We're not going to have any words of Christ in red, but we do have all of our bold subject headings. So very readable on this one. And then the only time that you find when something's not line matched is on those subject headings. The rest of the text is all going to be line matched. When we get to the back of the Bible, we'll get to the end of Revelation. Then we're going to get into the Concordance. And the nice thing with this is we're still going to have the wide margins. In fact, we can see there that those are even wider than these here. So tons more space for notes. So if you're making more notes back here, you can always utilize either the regular note-taking part to reference where you made additional notes, or you can use this inside margin and reference what page of the concordance you put additional notes. So that is very handy to have extra space for your notes. Now we're going to get to the back of the Bible here, and then we're going to have 8 full color maps, provided I can get a hold of this page here. I'm sitting kind of in a weird spot behind the tripod. And then the colors that they've used on these maps are kind of different than some of their others, and I like the colors that they chose. So nice and clear, easy to read, but the colors on them are very pretty. These are also on a satin type paper. Then they've got the border on there, so if you did want to put some notes and some scripture references, you could. But really pretty. Like, I really like the colors on these maps. Very easy on the eyes. So again, we're going to have 8 maps. We've got some more stitching here. So again, nice sewn binding. And then we just get back to the back of the Bible. But a great Bible for note-taking, tons of space for notes. Then you've also got all that space in the concordance for additional notes. So definitely a nice Bible. I would definitely recommend one of these, depending on what cover option you like. I'll link all 3 of them in the description box. So again, this one is the Legacy Note-Taking Bible. This one's in the Spanish tile hardcover. There's the ISBN number on that one. And then I'll link all 3 of them in the description box. They've got a leather touch one that's got the gold gilding. Then they've also got a really nice full leather one that kind of wraps around. And the style on the leather on that one looks really nice. I would also like to thank Holman for sending out this copy for review. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.